Hello and welcome to my thoughts on GWM's Canon Alpha PHEV. You're going to have to excuse the seagulls. I'm outside today and that is an interesting place to start a video. Why? Because, like me, my car is over the road getting its morning caffeine hit. Here's mine. So yes, it's the life of someone who has a PHEV and doesn't have a charger at home for me. But I tell you what, it's actually not that inconvenient. And whilst I'm going to be talking a lot about the car itself today, I won't be taking it off-road. That's going to be in another video. And I'm also not going to delve into all of the technical stuff. John Cadogan's done that, and the man's a genius, so there's no way I could compare. But you are going to hear some of my thoughts around the GWM. The Canon Alpha leads with the big, bold grille that's synonymous with the rest of the Alpha variants. Except this one's been hit with matte black in such a clean and considered way that it brings a real masculine feel across your first view of an Alpha PHEV. And this uncluttered matte black approach continues down the side of the vehicle. It's like GWM have been listening to my reviews saying there's nothing interesting about the sides of dual cabs, because this is a side view worth a second glance. Big flared arches give massive presence and house possibly the sexiest gloss black rims you and I are going to see today. 265/60 R18 Giddy tyres, they wrap them, nothing special there. And all black side steps serve as both the elevator into opulence and a paintwork protector from Australia's many and varied particulates. A curving, smooth cutaway at the rear of the cab moves around to the back window with the door, so there's no unnecessary door lines and trim. That's clean AF. Finally, there's perhaps the most polarising aspect of the Canon Alpha PHEV side, the tub. And it's not because of the petrol cap on one side and the charging port on the other. Nope. It's because of the afterthought feel around the spare tyre location. Personally though, it fills me with desert rally vibes, like I'm going to be GWM's entrant into next year's Dakar in Saudi Arabia. And then there's the slick, gloss, chocolate brown surface, which suggests hours of precision, layering and effort. Oh, sorry, I'm talking about my cake. Let's keep talking about that tub. So we've got spray and liner across the tub surface, that's good and hardy. We've also got 4 tie-down points, and then, oddly enough, the tailgate internal is plastic, but that's hardly the focus of the rear tailgate. You might have seen it before, but check this out. And to close off the exterior, all the tail lights are LED around the back, which gives it a real high-end feel. Now it's my favourite bit, weights and capacities. The Alpha PHEV has a GWM of 3,495 kilos and weighs itself 2,810 kilos. So that leaves you with about 680 odd kilos of payload and passengers, which is significantly down on my current favourite, Alpha variant, which is the Lux, which has 821 kilograms of payload. So what does that mean for towing? Well, towing capacity for the PHEV is set at 3,500 kilos. So if you assume 10% ball weight, you're only really left with 330 odd kilograms for load and passengers. So you can tow with it, you're just not going to be able to load the car up very much is where I'd be out there. A few adults maybe, and then that'd be it, nothing in the tray. I'll tell you what is good about towing with the Alpha PHEV is the rear axle weight is 2,250 kilograms, and that is significantly more than my current T60's 1,540 kilograms. Massive difference. Now let's start talking about the interior of this car, because that's a real selling point, both for us who are buyers and also for GWM who are sellers. The first thing you're greeted with are these wonderful seats. Now I thought the Lux seats were great, but these bad leather accented boys, they're heated, they're cooled, fully electric with lumbar support and massage functions. All controlled on the screen and absolutely lovely to be in when you're driving. Then there's the rear seats, which are heated and cooled, and they recline. Yes, they recline. The Alpha PHEV builds on the previous Lux I reviewed as the most comfortable car I've tested, so I'm very impressed with only one detractor, which is that my driver's seat squeaked. Seats aside, we've got a lovely 14.6-inch touchscreen mounted centrally on the dash and a smaller one directly in front. All the controls for drive modes are controlled with a dial, and a range of really straightforward buttons control the various drive functions available down on the center console. Do you want to see a cool function? Have a look at Park Assist. Now I've had to speed this up because it did take some time, and to be honest, I reckon I could park it faster. But if you're not comfortable driving something of this size in a small car park or even just a crowded car park, you should give Park Assist a go. I don't think you'll use it every time, but it is a lot of fun and it actually does a really good job. Bit more convenience inside. We've got wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. We've also got wireless charging in the front and wireless charging in the back. And of course, we've got the Hello GWM function. Hello GWM. Oh, open sunroof. So in summary of the interior, do not sit in one of these things. You are going to absolutely love it in here. You might as well sign on the dotted line if you open that door and go to get in. These are absolutely amazing cars when you're in them. Everything is right there. It's really good tech-wise. All the safety features are there. It still degraded my face. I got a little warning when I put my sunnies on. But look, I'm coming to expect that now with all of the face monitoring things. These sunnies, they'll protect your face. But I'll tell you what might put you off is how difficult some people are finding it to charge these things publicly. So let's check it out. You rock up to a charging station, you download the ChargeFox app. Very quickly, you enter your details, including your payment details, and you've created an account. Next, you're going to want to enter the station number into the app. That's found up the top of the station itself. Then plug the car in. It'll pop up with a highlighted Start Charge button, and that's it, you're charging. Now at the other end of the charge, you're going to want to be fast off the mark when it's done, because after 10 minutes, that's your grace period, and then you're charged $1 a minute from that point. And when you go to unplug the car, I had to call for help on this one, just down here, there's a little loop that you pull down, and then you're going to be able to release the charging cable and pull it out. And that's it, you've charged your car. I don't know why people are having such trouble with this. All right, let's start talking about how this car drives. It's so very relaxing driving the PHEV Alpha. Where the diesel variants have hesitation, it's just gone. You just glide everywhere. And moving it into sport mode, which is a favourite of mine, you surge forward in a manner which is both thrilling and really unnatural. 300 kilowatts and 750 newton meters will do that, I guess. Unnatural, but really fun. You do feel the weight of the car in corners. It feels like it wants to lean, but the suspension is dialed so that it holds pretty even. We've got coil suspension all round, so it's very comfortable, and with the added battery weight, the whole vehicle seems more settled than the Lux. It's a really nice drive, really nice, and thanks to that regenerative system, the weight is kept under control when you need to pull up in a hurry. Okay, verdict time. I really like this car. And you already know I like Alphas. I've got a bit of a soft spot for them. I think they're really, really good vehicles. But look, I wouldn't buy this one for the economy. Due to the weight of the Alpha, it hasn't quite nailed my T60 for efficiency. 22 cents per kilometre, and the T60 was sitting at 17 cents per kilometre. But who gives a toss about that stuff when you're driving the future? And the future is just so darn cool. When you're rolling around on pure electric, listening to that psychedelic noise it makes so pedestrians don't get silently run over, I feel seriously, hip. Contrasting greatly to my usual unk vibes I give off. And we've had this thing off-road. It's very, very impressive. I will do a separate video on that. I said it at the start. Look, 750 newton meters available almost instantly on tap is just incredible, especially in the sand. This isn't a towing ute. I mean, it can tow, don't get me wrong, it can tow, but just don't expect amazing mileage from it. Just think of it as the premier dual cab ute on the Australian market today for those of us who can't jump into a full-size Toyota Tundra or Ram. If you go and check one of these out, you will love this ute. You will love being part of the future of the automotive industry. And you know what, if you don't love it, I'm going to love it for you anyway. Shout out to GWM Australia for sending this ute over from Victoria for me to test out. Apologies for the sand in the bead, I don't know how that happened. And also, sorry about how many kilometres I put on it. I just couldn't stop driving. Thanks for watching, guys. If you've got an Alpha PHEV, throw some comments and what is it like to own in real life? You know, I've really enjoyed it. I think charging's easy. It hasn't been an inconvenience at all. I would love to have one of these utes. I think it really is a lot of fun. Now, on that though, I said fun, I didn't say it's the best. I still think the Alpha Lux is probably the pick out of all of the Alphas at the moment, but if you want to have fun, screw the rest of them, go straight to the PHEV. Thanks for watching.